Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Miss Martinez. I know it's been a while, but today I'm back with a new video. So today's video is going to be a review on the new Revolution foundation. I use the concealers with a passion, like I love the concealers. So when they came out with the foundations, I was like, it's only normal that I'd want to try the foundation as well. So my face is already primed and ready for foundation. So I've used some argan oil and I've used a bit of setting spray because I like to do that. In my T-zone area, I'm actually a little bit dry. So I have combination skin, but in the T-zone area, I do find that my nose gets dry, the sides gets dry, forehead, even down here. But you know, usually people get the opposite. They're usually quite oily in the T-zone areas. So I just use a little bit of argan oil and then just any primer, to be honest, that works for your skin. So that's what I do. I'm going to be doing two different applications. You can tell I use this brush a lot because, as you can see, it has a lot of scratches. But anyway, I'm going to be using this dense brush. Like I said, I like using a denser brush instead of a fluffy loose one. I find that the application is quite airbrush finished. And then I'm just going to be using exactly the same thing, Real Techniques sponge, so beauty blender. It's already wet, as you can see. It's big, nice and bouncy, but not dripping wet to the point that when you squeeze it, water comes out. So make sure that it's just a little bit wet and not soaking wet, because then it's just gonna wipe your foundation. So like I said, brush on this side, sponge on this side. Let's see the difference. It's actually quite handy because all you need to do is just apply on the side. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So you do need to go back in because not enough actually comes out of the foundation stick, so you do have to go back in. So for now, I feel like the colour's okay. I'm not too sure. Oops, I just put foundation on my leggings. So when you're applying this, make sure that you are not wearing the clothes that you're going to go out with, because of the fact that it comes out, it can splash. So just be careful with that. So the colour, as you can see, is a little bit, well, I think it's okay. It is a little bit too pinky for my liking. I like more of a yellow undertone. This is a bit pink, but we can fix this because I have the concealers and they're a bit more my skin tone. So like I said, this is in F10. I don't know, it actually feels like I'm putting on the concealer all over my face. That's the feeling I'm getting. It is really nice and soft, and bear in mind the lighting is making it look a lot lighter than what it actually is, because it's a tad bit pink, but other than that, the colour's spot on, I think. Like I said, my skin's a bit more yellow tone, so it will look a bit pale, but hopefully it'll look better once I finish the actual look. And now let's do the other side with the sponge. So like I said, be careful, it does splash everywhere, so just be careful when you're bringing it out. So let's do this. So as you can see, the colour match is actually not too bad. Get red here. Who else struggles being a makeup artist, or just not even a makeup artist, but just putting on makeup and constantly having a runny nose? It is literally the worst. And let's go in with the beauty blender. Okay, so the difference is, I feel like with the beauty blender, it looks a lot more natural, like everyday look. Even though I put quite a lot on this side, it looks quite skin-like. Closer up, obviously on the camera, I'm sure this looks really light and heavy, but it's not that light in person. But this is overall a really good coverage, and for the price, it's really good. I think I spent about £8. I'm not too sure, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't actually remember. These things are so cheap that I don't actually listen to when the sales assistant or the cashier is saying the price when I'm buying it, because it's like, oh, I'm only paying like £4. And basically you're paying less than £10 for a foundation. Like, that is really good. Foundations normally cost like £25 or 30. So okay, so foundation is on, so I think we're gonna move on to concealer now. At the end you'll see that I'll have the whole look on, so you can actually see what it looks like with like the cream contour, the concealer. So we're going to use both the Revolution products. So for the actual set of the face, we're going to only be using Revolution products. So I'm going to be using the cream contour sticks, and well, they're actually foundation sticks, but I'm going to use it for contour, and we're going to be using the concealers as well. So the first concealer I like to use, so I like to mix 2 concealers, and this is with everything. I don't know why, I feel like because of my dark circles, I usually like putting on a darkish peachy-ish colour or skin-like colour first, and then I like to put a lighter colour afterwards. I feel like it really smooths out your under eye and makes it, basically deletes any dark circles. I find that works for me. I'm going to go in with, this is C11 concealer, and like I said, look, it literally looks exactly the same, but it's just a bigger packaging. Imagine if they had the concealer this big. That would actually be amazing. Like, why do people, like, actually, have you ever thought about that? Why do they make concealers so small? I mean, I know it's a reflection of the area you're putting it on. It's like a small area, but we want to use it forever. So they need to make the packaging this size, I think. But yeah. Let's go in with the concealer. Obviously, comparing it to the foundation now, it is a lot darker. But I'm still going to put it on because it's going to brighten the under eye. And you're not going to see this colour anyway once I put on the lighter colour. So let's do that. So you see it's more like a tanny colour, and it just deletes anything I have that I want to hide, basically. So even this area here, like I said, I go pink, and I have a few dots on my nose that need to go away, and I just put it on my T-zone area because that's the area that I'm going to put my concealer to highlight. Already I can see a difference, and the difference is that it's already creasing in my lines. So maybe, which is the mistake that I just made, don't put the foundation as high, keep it low, and don't put it up under your eyes, so you don't pack on more products. So let's go in with the beauty blender. So the beauty blender is probably going to work better for this because it's really going to push and flatten the product in your fine lines. Which everyone, I remember, even clients and things like that, everyone says, oh, I want a concealer that gets rid of my fine lines. Honey, nothing is going to get rid of your fine lines. It can improve your fine lines, but it's not going to get rid of it. It's a product at the end of the day that you're putting on your face. So you are going to eventually, after a few hours, get fine lines, but it's not going to be as visible. So just keep that in mind, that no product can get rid of fine lines. If your fine lines are there, then they're there. But obviously, we just have loads of tricks and ways to improve the fine lines. And we're going to go in and contour. So I have a feeling I've gone a bit too dark with the contour. So again, this is Revolution, and this is their, what is it? It doesn't say anything, but oh, Fast Base Foundation 6. So I tend to use loads of foundations for contour because I find that it's so smooth and easy to blend. Afterwards I do go back in with powder, but now I always have to contour with a cream and then go with powder because I find that it looks a lot more nicer, and I just like it. That's how I like to do my makeup. So I have a feeling that this is a bit too dark for me. This is F14, so as you can see, it is on the darker side. However, we can make it work, so I just won't go in as heavy. So it is a nice greyish, but I usually go for a more chocolatey tanny colour than grey, because I don't really like going for like the grey shadow look. I quite like going for the warm look, but I go in with Gimme Sun afterwards, which if you don't have, you need to have, because Gimme Sun is amazing. Like, everyone that I say recommend Gimme Sun to, which is a MAC product, mineralized powder, they always go back and buy it, and You'll thank me later, don't worry, you'll thank me. But yeah. And you know what's really interesting is that, like, this is why you need to be careful when you're taking pictures and things like that, how you blend your makeup. Because if I look in the mirror right now, my contour already looks blended, but if I look into the camera, my contour still looks sharp and it still needs to be blended. So we're going to continue to go in and blend. That's why I always take pictures before you go out, and make sure your makeup is completely blended before you actually go out, because you don't want anyone taking pictures of you and you're thinking your makeup looks flawless and it really doesn't. So just be careful, make sure it's blended. Okay, so now I'm back. I did a little bit of my eyes, and now we're gonna go back in with the Revolution concealer in C8, just lighten the under eye area. So let's go back in with this. This is still a yellowy undertone, but just a little bit brighter, so we can obviously add just a bit more brightness. And look at that, with like one application, that is already a lot of concealer under my eye. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. So I'm just, like I said, because I have a dry T-zone area, I am going to spray myself. This is the MAC Mineralize setting spray with charcoal. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray that all over. So what I think about the foundation, I think this foundation is really good, especially the fact that it's less than £10. That is already a plus. I mean, most foundations that are less than £10 do not wear well, do not mix with other products well, especially products that are powders. What I find with crappy foundations is if you mix it with a powder, the powder won't blend right. You'll find that you'll have patchy bronzer, or you'll have a patchy blusher. You'll notice these things and you'll think it's because of the bronzer or because of the blusher, but it's actually the foundation. Remember, you're putting on something and then you're going to put something else on top, so that first layer needs to be really good. It's in number F10, and like I said at the beginning, I was a bit worried. I thought it was going to be a little bit too light for me. However, like I said, once I blended it out and blended it with the concealer and everything, I managed to work with it. And also, not to mention, obviously the ring light does make everything look a lot brighter than it is. So in person, when I look at myself, I can see that it's actually quite similar to my skin tone. Yeah, it is quite similar. It is a little bit too pinky. Like I said, it's on the pinky side. I mean, my neck, you can see I'm more of a yellow undertone, so it is on the pinky side, which I don't like. However, I will go back and see if they have other colors in stock, so I can go and try them out, because like I said, I really like this foundation. It's one I am going to add to my kit. Comparing obviously this side to this side of application in terms of Real Technique brushes, which you can do with any brush obviously, because this is just a dense brush. This is usually my ride or die. I keep saying that word, but this is usually my favorite thing to apply my concealer, to apply everything. But I got to say, the Real Technique Sponge Beauty Blender wins. This side's application I prefer a lot more to this side. This side I can obviously see cracks in between my smile lines, even my concealer lines, whereas this sponge, I really like it. It really softened and blends everything out perfectly. I'm really liking this. I mean, sometimes when you have those products where you go away from them and then you forget that you actually really do like them. This is one of them. So I am going to use the Beauty Blender when applying this foundation on my face. The Beauty Blender wins. So guys, that sums up my review of the Makeup Revolution foundation. So if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you want to see more makeup videos. I've had loads of people saying that they want to see more makeup videos, so if you're one of them, let me know down below. I love doing that, it rhymes. But yeah, and also if you like this makeup look and you want me to actually do a tutorial on eyes or anything like that, I will be more than happy to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video.